Hello, I'm DRoger, General Counsel for the Las Vegas Police Protective Association. Today I'd like to talk to you about an issue that we've discussed in the past, and that is whether an officer has reasonable suspicion to stop a vehicle when the registered owner is wanted or is driving on a revoked license. That factual scenario went up to the U.S. Supreme Court, and this past month, the United States Supreme Court handed down a decision in Kansas versus Glover. In that particular case, a trooper was traveling behind Glover's vehicle, ran a DMV check and a records check, and found that Glover was driving on a revoked driver's license. All the trooper could see was that the driver was a male, but had no way of knowing whether Glover was actually driving the vehicle. Nevertheless, the trooper believed that he had reasonable suspicion to believe that the registered owner was in fact Glover and was in fact the driver, and pulled over the vehicle. Glover was convicted of some charges, and the case went all the way up to the United States Supreme Court. And Glover argued that there was no way that the trooper could know whether Glover was driving at the time of the stop. Therefore, the trooper did not have reasonable suspicion because he could not have known with any certainty whether Glover, who was driving on a revoked license, was the actual driver. And the U.S. Supreme Court rejected that argument and said that the trooper had reasonable suspicion to believe that the person driving the car was the registered owner, and that the driver, Glover, was violating state statutes with regard to driving on a revoked license. The U.S. Supreme Court explained that, reasonable suspicion does not require absolute certainty. In fact, let me read this quote for you because I think it's important. The U.S. Supreme Court said, "Courts cannot reasonably demand scientific certainty when none exists. Rather, they must permit officers to make common sense judgments and inferences about human behavior. An officer need not rule out the possibility of innocent conduct. The fact that the registered owner of a vehicle is not always the driver of the vehicle does not negate the reasonableness of the deputy's inference. Such is the case with all reasonable inferences. The reasonable suspicion inquiry falls considerably short of 51% accuracy. For, as we have explained, to be reasonable is not to be perfect." What great language for police officers, right? And so, as we've discussed in the past, if you run a records check and you find out that the registered owner is a male and the male is wanted on charges, and you look inside the vehicle, it's a male driving, you have reasonable suspicion to stop the vehicle. We knew that already, but the U.S. Supreme Court confirmed it in this decision. But as the court explained, their decision is not without limitations. So, for example, if the registered owner is a female wanted on charges, and you look inside the vehicle and it is a male driving the car, then obviously you do not have reasonable suspicion. And so I hope that confirms what we've discussed all along, and I hope this helps you with your job in conducting vehicle stops. As always, feel free to contact me at droger@lvppa.com or call me at the PPA office. And then, of course, please subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you will get timely legal interpretations and legal videos. Thank you very much, and stay safe.
111, 110.